on to you Libras out there? So you have the Page of Cups, the King of Wands, and you have the Ace of Swords. If a relationship is too difficult for you to attain, you very much so going to let it go and get to know somebody else. Because like it is, as I said before, you have to create an emotional budget, and essentially don't go over that budget. And it looks to me like a lot of you Libras are not going to do that. You're actually listening to what it is that I have to say, and you're using those things that I said before, and because of it, you're putting yourself in a better position because you're being able to be patient to take a look at, some real issues, just in case if a person may have those issues, right? You don't spend a lot of your time overlooking it. Because sometimes, I ain't even gonna say sometimes, a lot of times people will overlook obvious issues that a person may have just because in the moment they are giving them what it is that they may want. And a lot of you Libras are understanding that, you need to take a look at the problems first, right? You could take a look at only the good things that the person is doing for you. But if a person is showing you that they have some real issues or there's some real problems there, I'm not talking about, some small stuff, but I'm talking about real problems there, then you really want to look at that because, you really got to look at that. That's a real issue. So as a result of that, a lot of you Libras are beginning to be able to really pay attention to those things. And the King of Wands represents also learning how to be by yourself, right? Remember what I said, that a lot of you Libras, this is part of why it feels like, sometimes you can have a hard time being by yourself, is because, you're supposed to show all the other zodiac signs how to be in a relationship, because Libra is the zodiac sign of relationships. It's the zodiac sign of basically partnering up. Basically, that's what it is. Y'all partner up with other people, right? Whether it's friendships, family, or romantic relationships. So, but a lot of you Libras are actually learning to work on that. And that understanding that it's better that you end up linking up with, good options. People, what I'm saying? It's better for you to link up with good options, not just any old options, like I said before. You really want to pay attention to the quality of the options that you really spend your time around, instead of just any old options. Because in the long run, that's really going to benefit you if the options are on point. If they're dysfunctional and stuff like this, then what's going to happen to you is, you're going to find yourself in a messed up situation if you're not paying attention. So the thing is that the Six of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles right here represents how, and since that's the case, a lot of you Libras being prepared, it really just, all it does is put you in a better position. It does, because when you have an opportunity to get to know somebody and you understand, like I said, the emotional budget and everything like that, it's efficient. You will not spend so much of your time. Because see, like I said before, a lot of times people will spend, or you Libras will spend a lot of your times in the past, especially if you don't practice what I'm suggesting, you'll spend an exorbitant amount of time trying to get at somebody that you may like. Talking, trying to see what they are about. They just BSing you, wasting your time. All they doing is burning daylight out. They wasting your time. You're trying to get to know them. No milestones being reached. Nothing is actually getting done. So when you have an emotional budget, like I said before, and it's wild because other people started talking about, well, very rare, but one other people, I ain't gonna say one other, but a couple of people actually, when I think about it, started talking about the emotional budget thing. But that's something that I used to do since high school, right? Which is essentially, like I said, for you to decide how much time you want to spend on somebody. And if the time is past where nothing is happening, there's no milestones being reached, then it's time for you to essentially give up on that person and move forward. And when you do that, a whole lot of other doors open up, because the Six of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles represents, number one, you never know when you go try to talk to somebody else that that person is looking. It gets the same people that was playing games with you, it does get them jealous. It does. I've made a couple of people jealous myself with doing that. And it wasn't even necessarily intentional. You know, when I'm getting to know the Libra and everything like that, you know, and I don't really care. And then I see one of my crushes, right, who was an Aquarius, and then like the person realizes that I don't really care about trying to talk to them too much. Now they have an interest in me, but that's not the type of person that I would want. I don't want the type of person where they only interested in me when I'm not interested in them. That's whack. That's lame. That's whack. That's not really my type, you know. That doesn't say quality to me. That's not really my type. So as a result, right, that's the same thing that you got going on. It can get other people jealous, but a lot of you Aquarius shouldn't even want people to be jealous. The point is not to get other people jealous. The point is to literally move forward. It's to understand a line. And how and just it's to understand how much you're doing, so that you don't mindlessly wander around forever and ever trying to impress this person, convince this person, get this person along. You don't want to do that, because I've heard people tell me that they've spent a year talking to somebody. It's like, that's wild. A year is way too much time. That's so much time to be spent trying to talk to somebody. I do a month or less, but my month is my absolute cap. That's my absolute ceiling, is a month. Anything past a month, I'm like, oh, can't do it. Nope, can't do it. Nope, can't do it. It's hitting the ceiling. Nope, can't do it. So, and the thing is that not only that too, but Six of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, it, keeps things really organized for you, Libras, right? You may be trying to get to know somebody, and, they didn't think that you had the guts to actually cut them off, and you did, and now they have an interest. But that's a dub, who cares? If they, again, that is a huge problem. If a person is only into you when you into them first, and then now you don't care, who cares what they got going on, truth be told? Because that's a huge problem. The Hermit and the Tower is about how, it's lame if that has to happen. It's whack if they only interested in you when the your interest in them has to come down, and you're like, oh, okay. Because what they're showing you, Libra, is that if you have anybody like this in your life, what those people are showing you is their dysfunction right then and there. This is how they will end up on the merry-go-round of these type of, or the roller coaster of these type of relationships. And it doesn't even necessarily have anything to do with only the physical. Only, yes, the physical is part of it, but what a lot of people don't take into the consideration, truth be told, is the emotional roller coaster, the ups and the wildness of it all. The fact that a lot of the mentality is whacked out. It doesn't make any sense. It's dysfunctional, right? How much dysfunctional relationships they've been in, and the kind of baggage that they have accumulated over the years, because they've been in one twilight zone type of relationship after another, all the stuff that just don't work, and now they are dealing with it, they are living it, right? And then now they want to bring this type of abnormal mentality in it, because it truly is. Because what is it that you think is going to happen to somebody's brain and how they think if they've been in the loony bin with people that you know, the interactions has just been confusing and playing games, and just nothing is clear, nothing is defined, everything is a lie, because everything is an illusion, right? There's no transparency in lost value systems, right? They've been only interacting with people where it's maybe they could have liked them, maybe they didn't. You know, the person told that person that they liked them, while at the same time did them dirty, right? You can't say either way, right? You can't tell heads or tails or stuff like this. That type of interaction creates serious problems after a while. And the thing is that once again, the Empress, which is you Libras, represents how you had to essentially let them go. And you will, this also is about your preparedness. You will let go of anybody that shows you that they've been in these types of relationships back to back to back, because again, all this does is accumulate wear and tear. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, if the person doesn't give themselves a break, and all it is that they, and then not only that too, Libra, but the fact that people don't take, a lot of times, like what you doing, you gotta understand, what you doing is advanced. When I say take a break, sometimes that's advanced, believe it or not, because a lot of times people don't be taking breaks. They jump from one situation to another situation to another one, back to back to back. You know, and how we know this to be facts is because 50% of the marriages be having backup plans. So literally, as soon as they let go of one relationship, another, people using relationships to live, so the baggage that's accumulated, the names get blended together, things don't be making sense after a while. Why? Because all those names that a person has to remember, because you constantly, it's the line is blurred. You continuously in one long relationship with multiple people. That can create a lot of baggage. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is that for you Libras, what you're doing is advanced, because the taking a break it serves multiple purposes. Number one, it shows it helps you out because it helps you regain your mind. Continuous relationships with multiple people, that doesn't do well on your mind. That creates a lot of issues if you go from relationship to relationship, right? And I can show you evidence. It creates a lot of issues up here and in here. It also helps you understand yourself better, right? Because now you're able to get some division. You're able to get some singularity. And what I mean when I say singularity, I'm talking about you're able to be single so that you're able to understand yourself, to be able to be like, okay, well, who am I, right? To regain your individuality. It's not about all, because if you go in relationships constantly and there's no end to it, one after the other and I'm not saying you, I'm saying a person who chooses to do that, right? If a person does this, again, they start to, part of the reason why they start to like lose it, right, is because they start to also lose their individuality. Literally, they start to lose that understanding that they're still their own individual uniqueness, because again, they're in a constant relationship state. So the thing is that the World and the Four of Swords represents how there is a time and a place for a relationship, and again, you Libras are not going to be one of those type of people that go from relationship to relationship, because truthfully, that's not healthy. This is why you be having people who accumulate serious mental problems. And I hope you two don't hit me for that, because it's just the truth. You have people who accumulate serious mental problems when they continue to do this. Like I said before, at some point, these games are going to have to stop, because the games end up backfiring, right? Like, a lot of people don't understand that, right? They think that they may be getting one over on you, and they'll just move on. They may have a backup plan, but what they don't take into consideration is all that backup plans type stuff, and have going on one long relationship with multiple people, that creates a lot of damage. That creates a lot of baggage. Same thing when it comes to enjoying yourself too much in the physical. Baggage. The brain is not set up to go with multiple people constantly. The heart is not set up for it either. And there's scientific studies that show and prove this. The mind and the brain, the whole existence is meant to build relationships with people. This is why my dear Libras, I tell y'all, right, that when it comes to, individuals where you're not really planning on knowing like that, but you still trying to get it in, if you know what I mean, what do I say? I say don't be going on these types of journeys, if you catch my drift, for a long time. I would say do it. Time frame should be a month or two. Two being the most long time that you're trying to handle your business in that way. Anything, if you ask me, anything past 2 months is too long, because you're gonna catch feelings for the person who you kicking it with. Even if it's not meant to be that originally, you still gonna catch feelings for them. And the thing is that you're gonna have to, again, remind yourself over and over and over to not be attached to them. And then not only that too, but it also closes the door to meet a significant other where the two of you actually are dating, because you got this person here. Unless you jumping, which creates issues. But other than that, let's clarify some cards, right? Let's clarify the world. Matter of fact, let's clarify the Empress for one time for you Libras. Your birthday season is coming up. You have the Chariot, the Two of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, the Devil, and then you have the Judgment. So to clarify the World card. So once again, right, Chariot, which is the crabs, the Chariot, the Two of Pentacles, right, the Eight of Wands. These three cards right here is about you don't care about what other people are gonna say. You know what you're doing, why you're doing it. A lot of you Libras don't care anymore about what people be saying, because again, talk is cheap, and too many times people do too much talking. And then you have the Devil and the Judgment. These two cards right here is about how they can't take you. A lot of people, you're not going to be able to actually mix well with a lot of other people, because you're too real. You're becoming a lot more real and a lot more bold, right? A lot of times people, will say things like you're defensive. That's the cap. That's the lie in it, right? You could only be defensive. you could only be defensive if you get hurt, right? Maybe you're just not, some people are so stupid. Sometimes people don't even take into consideration. For them to ask, why is it that you feel this way? They just go to immediately assumptions. And it's like, maybe I'm just not afraid of consequences. Maybe I'm actually free to speak how I want, and it doesn't have anything to do with being defensive at all. It's just the fact that I want to say this. I want to. I want to live my life as transparently as possible, and I realize that being transparent gives me something. It does something for me, and maybe I'm just not afraid of your consequences that you can dish out. Maybe I'm just not afraid of it because you're gonna gaslight anyway. You're going to talk nonsense anyway, right? Like, you're going to come up with some nonsensical BS in your head anyway. Maybe I'm studying you just like how you think you studying me. So they never think like that, you know, the arrogance. Real wild. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to make my YouTube channel grow to 20,000 plus subs. I'm coming up on 13,900 actually. Shout outs to all of you. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos.